Games are expensive. Accounting for inflation, sure, some releases back in the 90s were even more expensive than today, but also a million other things were cheaper back then too. Cost of living is real. Inflation is real. And refund policies, boy, are they real. I've talked about patient gaming before on this channel. The idea of playing games 12 plus months after release. There's a whole subreddit community that is dedicated to this, and a lot of the rationale behind patient gamers really is a financial one. Games are expensive. Like, excuse me, but I'll be playing Jedi Survivor when it doesn't cost $89.99 Canadian plus tax. I think the video game industry is going to have to do some thinking about the sticker shock of triple-digit costs for the latest video game releases. I'm in no hurry to play these games. I'm not dying to play them. But I do want to talk about when I actually am incredibly hyped. So I want to talk today about patient gaming, gaming consumerism, and refund policies, and how refund policies has totally shaped how I view games and gaming as a hobby, and why a storefront's refund policy is one of the biggest factors for me now in making game purchases and being a patient gamer, regardless of when that game is released. So let's get it out of the way. Most storefronts have a shit refund policy. Most require contacting support. Most waive the ability to refund as soon as you boot up the game, unless it is in special circumstances. As an owner of a PlayStation and a Switch, PlayStation support and Nintendo support does not give me any great deal of consumer confidence. Xbox too has more leniency than its peers, but requires a full legal analysis to determine what the significant and quote-unquote a significant amount of playtime really means. Because what it means in practice is customer support specialist interpretation. So, I get the patient gaming sphere even more. Paying triple digits for the latest release that you might not even enjoy but are stuck with because you can't refund it, that honestly seems like a crime. And so all of this puts greater emphasis on the whole review cycle, to the trust of the developers, to not having a crunch culture, and so on and so forth. Throw every single latest issue in video game development here. But let me introduce you to Steam's refund policy, an Epic Game Store, its little brother. Steam's refund policy is simple. Less than 2 hours of playtime and within 14 days of purchase. If you meet these requirements, it's automated. You get your money back. Pretty timely too. In the Epic Game Store, to a lesser extent, games still have to be marked as quote-unquote refundable, and then they follow similar stipulations. 2 hours, 14 days. This is how I look at purchasing 99% of games now. I am ruthless on game purchases. I sent back Darktide after 90 minutes because I couldn't see myself playing it for another minute. I sent back Wreckfest because I played it for an hour and I thought, I've had enough of this. I returned Final Fantasy because I just knew I didn't have time in that moment of my life to embark on a massive RPG journey, even though it was fun. Steam doesn't ask. It's just 2 hours, 14 days. This refund policy, in a way, is like giving a demo window, a trial run. Like, here, you bought it, go try it out. If you don't like it, you can always bring it back. This is even more important in the day of bad PC ports and technical requirements coming out of everywhere, because if you take more than 60 minutes to configure the settings, 2 hours, 14 days. This is such a considerable win for consumer protection. I don't know why all storefronts have not followed the lead of Steam and Epic Game Store. And so this leads me to break the tenets of patient gaming. I won't always wait for a sale if I'm excited and the game is on Steam. Because I know I can start the timer as soon as I click play. And when the clock creeps closer to the 2 hour mark, if I'm consciously noting that, then maybe the game isn't for me at this point in time or ever. But some games recently, like Slay the Spire and Wildermyth and Elden Ring, I just blink and the 2 hour window is gone. I've loved every moment, because a lot of what patient gaming is really about is about consumer protection, about playing games as cheap as possible, about avoiding day one disasters, about finding deep discounts to fit into a household budget. And I think refund policies now play a big role into that. So I encourage you all to be ruthless too in your gaming habits, in your gaming spending habits, in your gaming consumerism in this hobby. Let me give you a pass. You owe no obligation to developers, to the community, to friggin' social media, to play the game all the way through, to shrugging and saying, it's fine, I guess. Don't do that. Play games that are fun and refund everything else. 2 hours is a long time. It's the length of many, many good movies. Games should have to earn every second of your subjective enjoyment of it. Because if they don't, in just a few clicks, you've got your money back and are equipped again to embark on a new experience elsewhere, and not be filled with regret for being stuck with a triple-digit purchase. Games are expensive. Life right now is expensive. And gamers should have every tool in their arsenal to mitigate that and to enjoy the hobby that they love. And so every gamer should be well trained with the sword named 2 hours, 14 days.